For their review, and I'll open it up to questions, discussion. This was from the last month's meeting with information to come back to the commission on the details of it. Mr. Hassel.
There's one part I don't like is if it does go for referendum and it does pass, the county is stuck with the mountain.
We can't
All
hear.
city
Can't hear you.
running.
You're off here.
It's on, I'm sorry.
We're all 80.
So
Yeah, we're ready to kick
I'm not
off.
comfortable with the county being saddled with the maintenance on this thing by themselves, or even half of it, if you're gonna run it.
Good evening. Okay, now, I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you very good, David. Would you say that again?
The way I understand that contract, the county is gonna be liable for maintenance on this facility.
The way it's gonna be is the county will build it, the city will run it, all the expenses associated with keeping it open will be the city's. Now, like if the swimming pool got a crack in it or something like that, like the deductible insurance would be split between the city and county. But electric, water, maintenance, keeping the building normal upkeep, that's the city's, not the county's.
Okay. I'll have to look that over a little better, thanks, Steve.
Okay.
Ms. Bell.
My question is, whereas the city and county realize the cost of building and operating such a facility will require a substantial tax increase. There's no numbers, and I'm wondering if when it goes on referendum, there will be numbers, and if you have those numbers.
Well, yeah, I think the mayor.
Yeah, and Mr. Brock got those, I think, today from some work that the city finance director had done. Nathan, you want to share those with your verified?
I received the email about between 3 and 4 o'clock this afternoon, and I apologize. I did not see the resolutions or the memorandum of understanding or the financial numbers that was put together by the City of Crossville Finance Director. I have no reason to dispute those numbers, but I would want it to be known that is not my word. But according to the City Finance Director, his calculations that based upon a tax penny for the 15-16 fiscal year, that his calculations were that it would require just short of 9 cents tax increase. The calculation is exactly 8.61 cents on the tax rate. Again, that's not my work, but I have not had a chance to review or verify it, and it was based upon a certain amortization schedule for the building, which I think was set up with an assumption of a 20-year payback and a 3% rate of interest. So again, that was Fred's work and everything, and Fred's good at what he does. I just want you to know that it was not mine.
And for clarification, Steve, I think that's just for the project construction cost. That doesn't have any money in that for the maintenance or what further.
Correct.
Mr. Foster.
Yeah, I'm looking here at item 4, and it says maintenance of the facility will include generally maintaining the building, utility bills, and necessary construction projects. It does say utility bills in there.
That's what I read, but I didn't bring my copy of that, so I couldn't verify.
You know what, there was a little confusion on that in the council meeting the other night, and I told the councilman I'd get to day 3 just to make sure, and we can send you just that. Utility bills, the cost of running the thing, day-to-day running will be the city's.
Mr. Spine.
Mr. Mayor, first of all, do we have a motion or something actually to vote on at this point?
We do not as of this time.
So there's nothing on the floor?
A motion if you want.
Well, no, I don't, but let me just make a couple of comments. I am a city resident and a city voter, and as a city resident and voter, I think it's a good idea. Now, I'm not necessarily agreeing to the 20 million or whatever has been proposed. The problem I have as a county commissioner is this body has not seen really anything as far as what's been proposed or has not had a hand in it. If you wish the county to participate in something, a joint committee should have been set up, I think, a year ago to review everything, to try to help design whatever this is that's being proposed. There were some engineers at Building and Grounds the other day, but again, this commission has not seen anything as to exactly what is proposed or where or anything else. I totally, if there's no motion, then I don't need to say I'm opposed to it. But again, I think the city ought to be doing this, not the county.
And just for clarification, in fairness to Mr. Hill, he came into this project at the end stages of this, so it's not his work.
No, I understand that. He's an interim city manager and so on. But the city itself, council, whatever, should have gotten the county involved if they wanted the county to do a referendum long before now.
Yeah, it's actually, they've been talking about it a long time, but the concept of the city and county joining together hasn't been that long ago that they started talking about it. So.
Well, then I realize you're under the gun of having to do something immediately to get it on the ballot for a referendum. But as far as I feel, the whole commission has just been stampeded into something. Again, if there's nothing on the floor, there's nothing to talk about.
And I guess, inquire with the county attorney. Now, from last month's meeting, there was a motion approved tentatively to approve this to go to referendum with review back by the full commission prior to that happening with information on what exactly would be put on the referendum for the project. So I think you, and I'll ask Mr. Boston to give us his opinion, but I think you at least voted on it once and approved it tentatively for review back. So I would think it would need some type of action.
I will be happy to make a motion to turn it down.
I have a motion on the floor. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Dutcher. Okay, discussion. Do we want Mr. Boston's opinion, or we need it, or?
I don't need it.
Okay.
I agree with the mayor in building his grounds. It was just brought up as, would you add?
Speak up.
Forgot about my view of that. Mayor. Yeah, in the budget, the building and grounds meeting we had the other night, we had discussed just doing a referendum and passing it on to the voters to decide whether or not they even wanted to pursue this project. So I don't know that the motion came to this agenda only to discuss it, but it's just for referendum purposes only. Just to put it on the voters' ballot. I think there was a time issue that we had till X day. Is that right, Mr. Hill?
Correct.
And then at that time, we had, by state, we had to get it on there too.
I have no problem with the city putting it on the ballot by the city, not the whole county. That's the intent of my motion, is to stop the county involvement because we haven't had enough time to know what's going on. That's the intent of my motion.
We have a motion and a second to not to allow this to move forward. Is there other discussion? Roll call, Ms. Clerk.
Terry Devine,
Yes, on my motion to not do anything.
If you vote yes, you're voting not to send this forward.
Chrissy Scarborough,
No.
Nancy Hyder,
No.
Paul Mason,
Yes.
David Hassler,
Yes.
Rebecca Stone,
Yes on Harry's motion. I just feel like we have not had time to be jumping into this. It's not ready.
Alan Foster,
Yes.
Debbie Gibson,
Yes.
Jack Davis,
No.
Terry Lowe,
Yes.
Terry Carter,
No.
Wendell Wilson,
To reiterate, Mr. Commissioner Albert Farley, we need to first take care of our school children and our schools and not build our swimming pool. He said that, and I believe that wholeheartedly. I'll vote yes with Harry.
Roy Turner,
Yes.
Cliff Latham,
Yes.
Sammy Jester,
Yes, but I would encourage the city to get together with the county and a committee so that 2 years from now, we might be able to build a swimming pool together.
Lee Gosler,
Yes.
The motion is approved to not move forward. Next item, new business.